We all carry stories inside us. Some are light, moments we're proud of, victories that shaped our confidence. But others, they're heavy, mistakes we made, people we hurt, things we wish we could erase. And yet, for most people, it's not the mistakes themselves that destroy them, it's the belief that they are those mistakes. They look back at a version of themselves from years ago, and they decide that's who they still are. The person who quit when things got hard. The person who said the wrong thing. The person who failed and never tried again. But here's the truth you probably need to hear right now. Your past is not a life sentence. It's just a collection of moments that helped you learn, not limits that define your future. You can't grow if you keep judging yourself by who you used to be. Think about it. Would you ever tell your younger self, you'll never change, you'll never get better? No. You'd tell them, you'll learn, you'll evolve, you'll find your way. So why not offer that same compassion to the person you are right now? Every mistake, every bad habit, every regret, it all taught you something. But if you keep wearing those lessons as labels, you never give yourself permission to move forward. You're not lazy. You're not a failure. You're not someone who always messes things up. You're just someone who's still learning how not to. Your mind loves to replay the past. It's like a film that you've watched too many times. You already know every scene, every painful line. But here's the thing, you're not the same person who acted in that movie. The version of you back then didn't know what you know now. They didn't have the perspective, the discipline, or the strength you've gained through pain. So why do you keep watching a story that no longer represents you? Every time you replay it, you anchor yourself to an identity that's already expired. The moment you stop replaying the old movie, you free yourself to write the sequel. Forgiveness isn't saying, it's okay. It's saying, I accept that it happened, and I choose not to carry it anymore. You can't become who you're meant to be if you're dragging the ghost of who you were. So talk to your old self for a second. The one who made the mistake. The one who gave up too soon. The one who didn't know better. Tell them, you did your best with what you knew, but I'm not you anymore. That's not denial, that's evolution. Here's the most freeing part. The future doesn't care what happened yesterday. You could have wasted a decade. You could have failed every attempt. You could have been the worst version of yourself. But the moment you decide to change, really decide, the clock resets. You can start again. You can rebuild your habits, your mindset, your life. You can wake up tomorrow with a blank canvas. Because the future doesn't remember your excuses. It only responds to your actions. When you start letting go of your past, it won't look pretty. You'll doubt yourself. You'll slip into old patterns. You'll question whether change is even possible. But here's what most people don't understand. Transformation doesn't look like success, it looks like struggle. You'll feel uncomfortable because you're not living in the familiar pain of your past anymore. That's not regression, that's growth. You're supposed to feel lost for a while. You're rewriting the script of who you are. And when you keep going through that discomfort, that's when you start to see glimpses of the person you were meant to be. Some people won't like your growth. They'll remind you of what you did, how you acted, who you used to be. Let them. They're holding on to a memory, not reality. You're not responsible for the version of you that exists in someone else's head. You're responsible for the one you wake up as every morning. So outgrow your old habits. Outgrow your old environments. Outgrow the people who only know the outdated version of you. The ones who truly care, they'll evolve with you. The rest will fade into the background, where they belong. You don't fix the past by rewriting history. You fix it by doing better today. You can't erase the old chapters, but you can make the new one so powerful that no one remembers how the story began. Every small act of consistency, every time you show up when you don't feel like, every time you choose discipline over comfort, you're rewriting your identity. Redemption isn't dramatic. It's quiet. It happens one small choice at a time, and one day, you'll wake up and realize, you've been living as someone completely new. Here's something strange, sometimes guilt feels safe, because as long as you feel guilty, you don't have to move on. You get to stay in that loop of regret and call it reflection. But that's not reflection, that's self-sabotage dressed as self-awareness. Real reflection ends with change, not punishment. You've already served your sentence. Now it's time to rebuild your freedom. People think healing means forgetting. It doesn't. Healing means remembering differently. It means being able to look back and say, yes, that happened, but it doesn't control me anymore. You don't have to erase your past to create a better future. You just have to stop worshiping it. The moment you stop letting your past define you, it becomes what it was always meant to be, a foundation, not a prison. You know what real power looks like? It's when the version of you that once felt hopeless, finally meets the version of you who refused to quit. Every time you make a better choice, every time you keep going, every time you say, not this time, you're becoming the person your past self dreamed of being. And that's the ultimate redemption. Not proving anyone wrong. Just proving to yourself that you can evolve. You can't rewrite yesterday. You can't fast forward to tomorrow. But you can own today. That's where everything changes. That's where the power is. So stop saying, I'll start when I'm ready. You're already ready. You've already survived everything that was meant to break you. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need the courage to take one imperfect step forward, because the moment you move, even just a little, you prove that your past doesn't define your direction anymore. Your past may explain you, but it doesn't define you. The habits, the patterns, the failures, they were lessons, not chains. So let them teach you, let them shape you, but don't let them limit you. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to rewrite your story. You are allowed to become unrecognizable, even to yourself. The world doesn't need a perfect version of you. It needs a present one. So show up, take the step, let your past stay where it belongs, behind you, because your future is waiting, and it's brighter than you think.